Hey there Titans, in this video we'll troubleshoot the FD Generate Document button. Alright, so I have this one set up on the account object. It comes by default with the Titan package, and once I open it I see you must set a private URL and format PDF custom settings. So the first thing we want to do after we install the package is head over to the Titan dashboard, go to settings, and then head over to document generation and make sure our API access is enabled. We want to make sure that we have the submission stick. And after that, we want to hit apply right here. Once we applied it, if I'll click the FD Generate button again, I get the screen and I have my documents loaded. But many times you'll not see your document here. And there can be a number of reasons, mainly 3 reasons why it wouldn't show up. So let's take this one for an example. So after we publish a document, and let's say we set up the document generation settings correctly and everything is fine, but what we have to do is to make sure that the user in Salesforce has right access to the document. And this goes for DocGen and Titan Sign. I'll show you both in the same time because they follow the same principles. Okay, so what we want to make sure is that we head over to users. I can see that I have a bunch of collaborators here. We want to make sure that my user has access to that. My user in Salesforce has access to that document or to that Titan sign. And you could do it by a number of ways. Either you assign a permission set. So you could either do Salesforce profile, Salesforce permission set. So if you want any profile in Salesforce, all the user under that profile, they have access to a document, you can do that as well. Or you can assign it individually by a user. So if we take a user for an instance and we hit next, and then we make sure that for a form, they have a submit. For a sign, you can either give them sign or void, and then that user in Salesforce will be able to see it. If you assign that manually, either to a specific user or to a group, you can go back to that group and edit the document that added the documents or the Titan signs that you're allowing for that user to see in Salesforce. All right, so for this instance, I see that I have some with, some without, and this one, the demo doc, is the one that I wanted to see. If I'll remove this and I'll run this button again, I'll see that this will disappear. It's not here anymore. Another reason for it not to show, and I'll quickly put this back in, is in that document itself, in that template, if we'll head over to the document generation, and here it depends on what mapping you have, if it's a Word document or Excel or a PDF, but I'll take the most common use case, which is a Word mapping, and we'll scroll down to the Salesforce button configuration, and we'll take a look at that. We want to make sure that the object that we're trying to find it is that main object configured here. So if I would set this to something else, it wouldn't show on the account object just like it's showing now. Obviously, I want to make sure first that this is active and the Salesforce button is activated. We do it by default for you, but you want to come back and make sure that this is the case, that you're working on the correct object and it's configured correctly. Another reason for it, it could be that you have a filter. Now what this filter does, and you're welcome to click the question mark icon, is you can filter based on a field on that record, any record that you're connected to. Right now we're connecting to the account. So based on any field on the account object in this specific instance, I can say I want this to show only if it's equals to this, the shipping city in this instance, or any other field for that matter on that object. So you want to make sure that your filter is actually correct, and hence if it would show or not show on that record. And it goes without saying that you want to make sure that the Titan that you're that you're looking at is connected to the right Salesforce. If you have a sandbox environment, a production environment, in Titan, so on and so forth, you want to make sure that you're looking at the right on the right environment. All right, so same goes for Titan sign, same thing. So if we'll take a look at the configuration, the document access, we want to make sure that our object is correct, and we want to make sure that we have allowed Salesforce button, and we want to make sure if we have a filter, that filter is correct. And this is how it's done.